All right, guys. Now we're going to start discussing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think with the three of us here, that has got to be one of our top. Would you say? I would say maybe one of your top three, if not top five, best cartoons ever.
Top one.
Top one. Top one.
Oh wow!
Is it really your favorite one?
Yes.
Yeah, the original one, right? Or is it newer ones?
I like the original for sure, and then the mid 2000 ones.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh shit.
He means business. All right, go ahead.
Dropping the mic.
Good.
Wow! Where do I go with this one? Yeah.
I'll just let you just go. Just go.
Okay, it's absolutely one of my most favorite series by
Right.
far. Is it number one? I can't say that it is, but it's up there. It's tied at least.
Yeah.
It's tied at least.
Yeah. Well,
the mic.
we'll be. You literally dropped the mic.
It's alright.
You're gonna break the mics, man.
Don't break it.
Okay. Now, so one of the best things about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, we're gonna start off with the original. The slew of characters that we get from this cartoon, which is there's like 100 memorable characters. They're so out there. They're just so wild and crazy and awesome, and they just touch on every aspect of life. And they're, oh man, that's not even counting just the turtles alone. So actually, with Doombot here, what is your favorite character, or a couple of your favorite characters outside of like the main turtles and Splinter and Shredder? Like, you know, even outside of Bebop and Rocksteady, name some of your most memorable characters that were just out there.
Slash
Bastard, that's my top guy.
and Slash.
And Slash.
I'm just kidding.
And Toka.
God no.
Razar.
No, not those rejects. No, it would be Slash definitely, and then what's the robot turtle?
Metalhead. Yeah, dude, he was badass. Yeah. What about you, Ruthless? What is some of your favorite characters that's outside of the main ones?
I like the Triceratops, or is it?
Triceratops, yeah.
Yeah, the Triceratops.
Yeah, he was badass.
And Dirtbag. And
Dirtbag, the rat.
he was a mole.
A mole?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was a mole.
Yeah.
He had the digging helmet and whatnot, and
Yeah.
No love for Rat King, huh?
Nah. Oh, and I actually like the frogs that came out for a little bit.
Napoleon Bonafrog, and what was the other, something Khan, Genghis Khan or
Yeah,
something.
there were three of them. I think.
Yeah, but I remember Napoleon. He was like the main one. He was pretty cool.
But I mean, so many favorites out there.
No-
You
Yeah.
could choose a bunch of them. I mean,
Dude, that's what I'm saying. There's plenty of them.
No love for the pizza aliens.
oh hell no, except them.
What about, but you even got characters like you got even got characters like Ray Fillet. You remember Ray Fillet?
Yes.
He was a Ray, he was a manta ray.
Ray.
Yeah. Then you got characters like
Gecko, what's his name?
Gecko.
The Gecko.
He was a skateboarding.
Oh, Mondo Gecko.
Mondo Gecko, yeah.
Yeah. Then dude, I can go on. We can go. You talk about Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh,
The samurai rabbit.
yeah.
Should've said
Add
that,
number
man.
three. Add number three.
Samurai. Hold on, Samurai Rabbit. How look, we already got Ninja Turtles. Throw in a Samurai Rabbit. Epic.
Would you say he's almost on par with Master Splinter in ability?
Okay, in the comic books, I think he is.
I think he was.
I think because he's technically from a different timeline, like or dimension. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
He could be, maybe he might just be like just below Splinter, but like obviously above the Turtles in a
Yes.
bit. You know what I mean? But
Well, he manhandled the turtles.
he dominated the Turtles, dude. He was like, you got a bunch of little bitches. Like, yeah, dude.
There was a samurai panda too.
Pandacon. Pandacon was dope,
that's
dude.
Rarely.
Yeah,
Wow.
he wore that blue armor, and like I said, there's plenty of characters we could talk about.
Baxter
Like
Fly.
Baxter Stockman. Yes, we could talk about what's Chrome Dome, which was like the robot version of Shredder. Muckman.
Raph's girlfriend. What was her name?
Oh,
she was a lizard.
She was salamander.
Or
Yeah,
no.
yeah, she was a salamander.
She was a salamander?
What was her name?
Mona Lisa.
Venus de Milo.
Venus
de Milo. Yeah, dude.
Didn't she actually translate into the live action one as an actual female?
The
No.
live action one?
The live action one. Remember the live action series?
Yeah,
There
there
was
was
a,
a,
light, a light blue.
No, that's Mona Lisa.
That's oh.
Yeah,
why I'm
that's
confused.
a different character.
Never mind.
You should know these things. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Mona Lisa actually came out
It
in the new
just proves
cartoon.
the fact there's too many damn characters.
Yeah, but they're all
They're all
so
cool.
good. One of my favorites. Okay, do you remember the Bat?
Which
oh,
one?
Wingnut.
There was two.
No, Wingnut. Wingnut, because he was basically Batman. Do you remember him?
I thought he was a rocker, bro.
Yeah, that's
No,
right,
he was a superhero.
Really?
He wore a superhero mask. He had the robot wings, so he used to fly around. He even wore a superhero costume.
No way. No, he was a mutant, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was a
Which bat
mutant, but he was a
there
superhero
was two
mutant.
bats.
I don't remember the second Bat.
Yeah, there was a second bat that had like goggles and I forgot he did.
There probably was.
There was. I mean, I think he only made one or two appearances, if that.
Yeah, probably.
There was a second bat.
There was a lot of obscure characters
yeah.
that
he had a toy. There was a toy out of him.
there was toys of
Well,
everybody.
there was a toy out of everybody.
Like, do you guys remember Walkabout? The kangaroo?
Kangaroo?
The kangaroo.
I don't
He had a
remember.
shotgun.
No,
That guy was
yeah.
dope. He had an eye patch.
No,
You don't remember him?
No, I don't.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, Wingnut. He even had a little sidekick.
Wait, that's what?
That's Wingnut right there. See, he has like this kind of superhero costume, kind of almost. Then
Maybe that's who I know he's in it for.
he had a sidekick called Screw Loose, which is basically a little like I think
Mosquito.
a mosquito.
He was a mosquito.
That was supposed to be like his Robin sidekick.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that to me, obviously the Batman fan,
yeah.
that was the shit. Yeah,
That's-
you know what I
that's pretty
mean.
dope, yeah.
So yeah, dude. Okay, so now let's go around the table real quick. Doombot, favorite turtle,
Mike.
Michelangelo. Ruthless Wolf, favorite Ninja Turtle, Raphael.
Yeah, baby.
And me, the leader that leads, Leonardo. Yeah.
Even though we all know Raphael will whip his ass.
That's only because he's stronger. He's not wiser. Brains over brawn, homie.
Still
Brains
fuck
over
him up,
brawn.
bro.
And Max on the sideline just watching you guys kick your asses.
If anything, Donnie is going to be there creating some kind of weapon to destroy the other
That's all-
three turtles.
well, he's cheating.
Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
He cheats.
He cheats with his gadgets. Oh my god. Okay, so let's put it this way: the original cartoon, like you said, is one of the best cartoons ever, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now I know Doombot, you didn't really so much watch the second series, which came out in I believe 2003. But Ruthless, you said you did. What did you like about the 2003 series of the TMNT?
It's a little more darker.
Yeah,
It's not as cartoony as what I grew up with in the 80s.
yeah.
And that's what I liked about it, because it had a little more darker tones. So
It was a little more anime-ish, a little bit,
Yeah.
because the art is based a little more on the comic books, and even the storylines that they took from that were taken from the comic books.
and some of the characters too that I grew up with were there, but they had like a little twist to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious. You're saying it's more anime because of the white eye?
No, the art style. It's
The
just
art style.
it's art style. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it is. When you see it, I mean, I'm talking about in comparison to the original version,
Okay.
which is straight up cartoon.
I get that. Yeah.
You know what
it
I
was
mean?
like a blend.
Because they had more like shadow textures to their muscles
I
and
saw
things
that,
like
yeah.
that,
And the white
whatnot.
eyes.
A little, it's sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. So a little bit. I'm not saying it's an anime, but even though there was an anime TMNT cartoon, do you guys remember that?
No.
Wait, what?
An anime TMNT cartoon,
When did this come out?
Was it Japan?
80s. Yeah, it never released in the U.S.
Oh, were they samurais?
They were like superhero samurais.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I've seen them.
Yeah, those were gnarly.
Wow.
I think they released the toys here as I think they were called the Metal Heroes.
Yeah, the ones Phoenix.
Yes.
And Dragon.
Yes.
and
Those are
Unicorn.
actually Japanese toys that were
Yeah.
based on the TMNT anime, which were epic. But again, with the 2003 series, there was, like you said, it's a little bit darker. There was one episode towards the end of that series where they actually went into the future. And I want to say it was Donatello, where the three brothers are like dead.
Wow.
And he's trying to like avenge their death or something like that. He's trying to find, I don't know if it was Shredder or who it was or something like that. But he has like this trench coat on. He's like in a post-apocalyptic.
Oh, I think you know what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
And you could probably look up the episodes online.
No, I think Raph was there and he lost an eye or something.
Because there's something like that, right? And he was wearing an eye patch or something. Wasn't
Yeah,
he something?
Raph was all fucked up.
Yeah, dude. So, like how you said, it's darker, and it definitely is because it takes more from the comic books. And if you guys know, the TMNT comics are way darker than the original cartoon.
Very dark.
You know what I mean? They're more adult, violent, just wild. And the 2003 cartoon, took a lot of those aspects and translated it to animation, which was dope.
A lot of bestiality.
I was gonna say, what was that movie? What's that movie with the duck?
Oh, Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Remember where
Yeah.
he banged that one broad from Back to the Future?
It's in the same level.
Oh man, that's terrible. But okay, so let's carry on to the new one, the new
Wait,
TMNT.
before we get there,
Oh,
we have to talk about the episode, the final episode of the mid 2000s, where they combined everything for a final finale. It was like a 3-episode.
oh, that's Turtles Forever.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's actually a movie. Do you have it? Have you seen it? I have
I've
it.
seen it.
Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, so it starts off with the 2003 Turtles. And keep in mind the Turtles world, they have a lot of dimension crossing. They actually cross over into the 1980s Turtles world. And so they team up, they kind of fight them for a bit because they don't know who they are, and then they team up. They fight Krang, is that what it is? Like he's trying to take over the world, like Shredder and Krang.
Yeah.
And they're trying to like destroy all the dimensions of Turtles.
Rocksteady Bebop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happens is that they even end up crossing over into the comic book version of the Turtle, the old black and white Mirage comics. And then they cross over in that world, and they actually throw down a little bit with the comic book black and white Turtles. And it's called Turtles, I think it's called Turtles Forever. And it's one of the dopest generational crossover, like, movie.
If you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fans, you would love this.
That, right.
You would love
It's
it.
so dope. And actually, one more thing that we forgot to talk about, I forgot to even put it down on the list. TMNT Fast Forward. Do you remember that one? It came out right after that 2000s one. It was kind of like the conclusion of that, where they went into the future.
Oh, to the future, and they're just chilling in the future with this kid.
Yeah. And that was actually better than I thought, because when that came out, I was like, I could pass on this. But then years later, I went back and watched it. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty dope. Because then they all had like Leonardo had lightsabers, so katanas.
Yeah, they're high tech.
Yeah, they had actual like armor and gear and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool.
I'm laughing.
And it's probably the bottom of the list as far as turtle stuff goes.
Yeah.
Other than the live action.
Oh, I'm animated. Animated. Let's not discuss that debacle. Oh my god. But yeah, it was still pretty cool. So now let's discuss the newer ones from 2012 to which is the Nickelodeon Turtles. So now Doombot, we're gonna take it to you. What do you like about the new TMNT cartoon?
Well, I mean, it's a home run as far as grabbing our generation, who
Yeah.
are mostly now becoming parents, if not already parents, and tapping into the kids now that are being introduced to the TMT, world, I guess.
Yeah.
For the first time, because this new series really taps into all the
Everything.
everything really. Not only that, but everything of our generation growing
Yeah.
up. I'm talking about not just the original cartoon characters, but just the genres of horror, like Freddy Krueger and
Jason
like,
Voorhees is even in an episode.
yeah, like all these different little aspects of
It's weird.
of what we grew up as kids that were popular.
80s,
It's
90s,
somehow like hinted on or Easter egged on in an episode. There was a whole episode with again, I think it was Friday the 13th, and they were going against a bunch of killer hamsters.
Yes. Those guys, they were badgers.
Badgers.
Yes. And they even played the
Yeah, they played
music in the
whole-
background in
they
the
played
forest.
I mean,
That was dope.
It was dope, dude. Like seriously, like
Yes.
honestly, I wasn't thinking much of it because I stopped watching it after the original series. But he introduced me to it, and I got hooked. It's really done well.
Well, like you said, this is what I think the beauty of this series is. How you said Easter eggs. Literally, every episode has some type of Easter egg, either referring to the comic book, the vintage cartoon, the 2002 cartoon, the toy line, and just everything. It has some type of reference
80s
to
and 90s or something,
everything.
yeah.
And that's what I love about it. We even get because in the 2002 cartoon, or 2003 cartoon, excuse me, we didn't get a lot of classic obscure characters like from their 80s cartoon, but in this version we do. Like I just discussed Wingnut from the vintage cartoon. He actually makes an appearance in the new cartoon just recently, like 3 weeks ago. They brought him back as a comic book superhero, like a comic book came to life basically, and he appeared as like a villain almost. It was weird, but we see a lot of, like you said, Easter eggs throughout every episode. And even like the last one where they go to Dimension X, the last season, third season, April O'Neil hops into a spacesuit, but the spacesuit is actually a throwback to the vintage April O'Neil Channel 6 suit. The yellow jumpsuit with the white
Jumpsuit.
boots and like stuff like that. Like, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got things like you got Leonardo on the show loves cartoons. On the show, that's like his favorite thing to do is watch cartoons. And his favorite cartoon to watch there is basically a parody of Voltron. Like, that's dope, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we got Slash in this series.
Oh, I saw that.
It's not the best Slash.
It's not.
It's not. But at least we actually got Slash.
Yeah.
And what's cool about the Slash, at least in this cartoon, do you guys remember the Slash from their vintage cartoon?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the vintage toy?
Yes.
Slash. Now, at least this modern Slash, at least uses more of the color scheme of the actual toy, not the vintage animated Slash, which is cool. That's what I'm saying. That's those are those Easter eggs that go back to even things like the toy line, which is pretty awesome. You know what I mean? So we get like that like turquoise skin with like the pink gauntlets and whatnot and things like that. So I mean, there's a lot to discuss. And you know what's one more thing I would actually want to discuss with Ruthless, what you talked about, that whole Turtles Forever thing. There actually is a 2-part episode in the new cartoon where they do the same thing.
Yeah.
So this is cool because obviously the newer one is CGI, like animation and whatnot. So they do the same thing where they like time or dimension travel into the 2D animated world. So you got the classic Turtles with the modern Turtles all done in 2D animation. And so they're in their own world and they're just like, because like the vintage cartoons are pretty corny and goofy and whatnot, a little more slapstick compared to the later ones, you know what I mean? So then they battle, then they bring in the vintage Turtles into the CGI world. So you know you got the CGI, those classic Turtles in CGI form with the current Turtles and whatnot. And we do get the comic book Turtles in that episode as well.
Wow.
So
That was really good.
So again, like I said, I really do think the current cartoon right now easily in my top 3 cartoons today because it's such a throwback to everything turtle related ever.
And if I could be a kid all over again, they have the best freaking toys.
Yeah,
Ever.
yeah.
Well, I mean, come on. I look at the toys now.
No, there were still. You gotta admit, Gen
Okay.
1 Transformers were pretty top notch back then. Voltron toys were pretty top notch.
Okay, and see, and on touch of what he said. Okay, so you know how the vintage toys had a lot of different turtle variations.
Right.
You know, talking turtles, shell spinning turtles, and
Battle Damage. And all
bad. Okay, so they had one called my favorite variations of the turtles, which I still have actually, are the storage shell turtles.
Yes.
Okay, so you'd open up the shell and all their weapons would go in there. They remade those for the current cartoon, just in the new style, and the same thing. They have the same action feature. Mm-hmm. You open up the shell, put all their accessories in the shell. Those were my favorites.
And it's so clean that there's not like this weird like hinge thing coming out.
Big bulk.
You know, it's perfectly like
Yeah.
you wouldn't know unless you really look really close.
And
it's done well.
they have and that's the thing too. That's the beauty of the toy line too, because the toy line takes from the vintage toy line, and then it's like you're basically having those old toys
yeah.
just in the new form. It's dope.
It's so good.
And it works so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like, I love it, dude. I have literally the whole first series of the first wave of the old TMNT figures, and I plan on keeping those in package forever because I want that whole first wave, and I got them. You can't even find those no more.
I know.
In the first release packaging and whatnot. So yeah, those are my babies. So TMNT yay.
Wait, we're not gonna talk about the live action.
No, this is cartoons.
Oh.
No, we're talking about cartoons here. But I will say this about the Turtles cartoons all over the place. Doesn't it kind of make you want to try weird toppings on your pizza,
Nah.
like anchovies and M&Ms?
I tried once as a kid and I messed up.
Oh, you know what?
Or like gummy worms and like you know what I'm talking about? Just
I did actually try. I don't know why I did it, but I tried. What's it? Pizza with syrup.
what?
Yeah,
actually
That's probably pretty good. That sounds good.
I could top you on that one. I actually did. From one episode, he did anchovies and then he put chocolate syrup.
Oh, that's from the movie, I think, isn't it? Or is it?
I think
I don't remember. That's something.
It's something around there.
That actually did sound kind of good.
It sounded good.
Anchovies
Execution.
is disgusting, bro.
Tell me about it. I never knew that it was that salty.
Yeah, especially the ones out of the can.
Yeah.
I know. They're basically marinated salt. Anyways, we're done talking about food. We're going to talk about another more action-packed cartoon. We're going to talk about Thundercats. Thundercats is a cartoon that debuted in 1985. So we were just little babies when this cartoon came out. Now, Thundercats is in line with things like the Ninja Turtles, where it's basically barbarian cats. Basically, that's kind of what they were.
Space cats.
Yeah,
Barbarian
from their own planet, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So you had a lion, who was like the hero, like almost like a King Arthur type of character. Then you had a panther with nunchucks. You know what I mean? And then you had a cheetah who had a bow staff and who could run like the Flash. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, Doombot, let's take it to you first. What did you like about the Thundercats, and do you have a favorite Thundercat?
It'd be pretty obvious that I chose Lionel because I mean he's the main
Lionel,
character. You know, and he's got the sword that grows.
And the glove, dude.
And the glove.
The glove is the deal.
You know, probably a close second. Probably be Panther.
Panthro.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Mumra. I know.
Really?
Yeah, I was not
No.
a big fan of Mumra.
You know what I like?
I like the other villain that came in down the road.
Oh, there's a lot of them, dude.
No, another main villain. I forgot his name now.
Was he a lynx?
Yeah.
That's Linkso.
Like he's a blind lynx.
That's
Yeah.
Linkso.
Is it Linkso?
Yeah, he started off as a villain, then he became one of the cats.
Cats. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you, Ruthless? What did you like about Thundercats, and do you have a favorite Thundercat?
I like Panthro. I like the vehicles.
Isn't Panthro the black guy of the crew?
Yeah, but he had nunchucks.
He's
cool,
not
bro.
black.
Pretty sure he's black. How do I know this? Because the voice actor that played him was black. Moving on.
Just because he was blue. Just because he's blue.
Gray?
Ish.
Gray? Yeah. Go ahead, Ruthless. Would you like? You said the vehicles.
Yeah, the vehicles are cool, man.
Oh, the Thunder Tank.
Yeah.
That thing with the claws and shit. It was bad, dude. I think what I liked, like we were talking about, the weapons. The was it the Eye of Thundera, the sword of omens? You know what I mean? Because he could was it the sight beyond sight?
Yeah.
You could what did he do? Like look through time or look through dimension or
He could see from a distance with the face.
yeah,
That
like
was the future, bro.
I think it's a little bit of both. Like he could
remember.
he looks through dimensions. Like he could see what's like if he really wanted, he could see what's going on at a different area, or he could kind of see into the future. Are you farting right now?
No.
What's happening?
That was the chair, I swear.
You sure? Because
Yes.
that sounded like you ripped one pretty good. It squeaked. I think. But then you have other characters like other cats that came in that weren't part of the main team, like you said, like Linkso, and what was the white tiger? There was a white tiger. Do you remember?
Nah, man.
I felt he was just like a colored different cell of the other guy in the team.
Tigra.
Tigra. Yeah.
Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, but he was actually he was a snow. He was supposed to be like a
Snow leopard?
snow tiger,
Snow
white
tiger.
tigers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot.
But he looked just like him, just white.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah. But yeah, they
I
brought
don't
in a
know.
bunch of them.
I don't know what the fascination was. I mean, maybe just because it had a lot of action.
Did y'all see that?
What?
The Animaniacs were like Power Rangers. We're still watching Animaniacs.
Sorry.
Apologies.
Oh,
look at the
God.
Power Rangers. Look at the Power Rangers. That's dope.
Yeah, did not know they did that. Wow.
And they're fighting a Johnny. Look at.
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome. Animaniacs is the greatest. Look at that. Oh God.
Okay, so-
it's awesome, Ruthless. Just enjoy it.
So with Thundercats, I don't know. I think there was a lot of action. The weapons, there wasn't like a lot of like amazing weapons. I mean, sure, the sword was awesome, the claw was awesome, the tank was awesome.
You know what I liked about the glove? I forgot what it was called, but I don't know if you remember. It had those stones on its knuckles, and then it would actually shoot out. Do you remember that at all?
I thought it was a
Or the
grappling
claw.
hook.
It was the claw.
It was a grappling hook, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, the claw. It would shoot at the I think it was like a nail or something, or it might have been the jewels. It would shoot like a chain, and it become like a grappling hook, and he'd pull them in with the glove like that, and then slash at them. But the nunchucks were dope too because the thing would actually extend
Yeah,
the chain would actually extend.
It was
around
more character based back in the
I
day.
think it was. Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
Because like He-Man was nothing but characters as well, and it was up there with He-Man, you know.
Yeah. And those are technically are like kind of like I mean, to a lot of fans they are part of the same world. You know what I mean? So they're kind of like go side and side. You know what I mean? So with that, let's actually carry on to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Now, the vintage cartoon, really memorable. And then honestly, I don't know if the younger cats would actually dig the vintage cartoon, because I don't know if you guys have seen the vintage cartoon recently. It's terrible. Like, the animation is not that good. The voice acting is corny as f, and like it's not. The characters are still dope, you know what I mean, and whatnot, and like the whole world is still pretty cool. But
Well, I was into the toys. I never got into the cartoons.
I'll say the toys are more memorable than the vintage cartoon.
I was introduced to the show by the cartoons. It was the first American toy I had. Actually, it was a He-Man.
Yeah. But like, okay, so let's go around the table real quick. Do you guys have favorite characters from the Masters of the Universe? Doombot?
Ooh, I mean, besides He-Man?
Yeah, besides He-Man.
Man.
I'll say besides He-Man and Skeletor.
Okay, besides the main two. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably between the guy with the multiple eyes.
Triclops.
Yep.
And... Triclops is dope because like he had 3 eyes on a visor, and each eye would rotate, and then each eye had a different ability.
Yes.
Like one was like a sonic laser, the other one was like a heat laser, then the other one's like I forgot, like just a laser beam or something.
And then
like that.
probably Skeletor's Panther.
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 Panther. Yeah. I fucking love Panther,
Yeah,
dude.
it was badass.
I wish I had a Panther. No, I'm gonna lie.
I mean, and then the newer series, which we'll get to, probably
after this, yeah.
I would say it probably would be He-Man's clone.
Oh, Faker. Faker is my personal favorite character from the He-Man universe because he's He-Man and Skeletor all in one.
Yes.
Wow.
Plus he's a fucking like you said, an android. That's dope,
it's
dude.
basically what he
Was he
is,
as powerful?
Almost.
Yeah, because they had to make an imitation power sword of like He-Man, like a clone sword of He-Man's weapons and whatnot to give him power, but it just wasn't quite as strong. But dude, that's my personal favorite character. I love that guy.
But I'll explain how I got, or how I was introduced and why I like him. But when we get to the
okay. So what about you, Liz? Will? Do you have any memorable characters from the Masters of the Universe, or maybe like some memorable toys? Because
I like Molar.
Molar.
He was a dentist of He-Man.
Okay, first of all, that's not an actual character from the Masters of the Universe. That's from what is it? What is that called?
I don't know, man.
No, that's from what is that stupid show on Cartoon Network?
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken. Yes, that's from that parody episode of Robot Chicken.
Well, now that we're on the topic of Robot Chicken, the reason I like Faker so much is I was introduced to Faker by Robot Chicken.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
And he had a couple episodes.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Party one.
When they're like, "Is it really He-Man?" Like they didn't know. Like, how do you not know?
The actual one,
Right?
Yes. And he's still partying.
Yeah.
It's so dope, dude. So besides that, did you have any other characters that you remember?
I wasn't really into He-Man, bro. So I can't remember and recall too much stuff like that.
Man, I could name you like 50 characters right now because, like you said, we had Faker. That's my personal favorite. But actually, one of my also favorites was a Stinkor, which is a skunk. He was dope, dude. I don't know what about him and
He actually stunk.
yeah, the toy itself
Stunk.
had a scent built into the plastic that actually made it stink, which is dope. That's a dope action feature for a toy.
And to our generation, whatever company produced that stank on that toy was the same company that used that same stank for the vintage Garbage Pail Kid cards.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah.
So, just throwing it down.
Then you got characters like Mechaneck that extended his neck. He was like basically their scout. You got a Ram Man, which is basically like their juggernaut. Man, you had so many. Then you even go into characters like from the movies like Blade. Blade was dope. You know what I mean? God, how many other characters were there? You got Hordak and the evil Horde. You know what I mean? And there's so many characters you could really go into.
I just find it funny that all the action figures were all basically the same body mold.
that super muscular, semi squatted down like body, and that's it's funny that carries on to today. The new toys, that's kind of the same thing.
And I have to say, of all the toys I had, that was the one line that I didn't really care about the color scheme being a certain way, because every other cartoon series there was a certain style of color that went and just looked nice.
Yeah.
He-Man,
it was all over the place.
All over the place. Orange, pink, purple.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then to a lot of toy collectors, that's actually exactly why they love the vintage toy lines, because they were just out there. The designs were just out there and ridiculous and like goofy yet awesome, goofy, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I could totally understand that. So let's talk about the new, the 2000X series, which is the 2002 Masters of the Universe cartoon, which was, my opinion, way better than the original Masters of the Universe series, because this was basically an anime He-Man. These guys knew kung fu. Like, the animation was way superior. The only problem is the show got canceled after a season and a half.
I never heard of it. I mean, I knew of it. I've just never seen it.
You want to borrow them? I have them on DVD.
I'm gonna have to see them.
But yeah, the series was so dope.
I agree.
So let's go to Doombot here. What did you like about the 2000X He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series?
Well, you introduced me right after I got out of the service.
Yeah.
And man, that was
Right.
That was a new take on
Right.
everything. I mean, the style, the animation style was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It really expanded on the lore of He-Man in general.
You get more backstory and
Exactly.
things
I
like
mean,
that.
It's
Yeah.
more than I ever thought, and damn, that power sword.
Oh yeah, dude. He was a beast, right?
I mean, I still have that limited Comic-Con one.
Do you still have
Still
that?
have it.
Oh, I think it's badass.
Shout out to my
dude.
wife who got that for me.
That thing is badass, dude. Anyways, yeah, dude. Like, and then, like I said, the designs, even I like how everything was more, almost more high tech
Was.
compared to the more like original characters. Like their designs were more high tech, and the one that stands out to me was one of my favorite vintage characters was Cyclone. I remember him. He was like the yellow like character with the blue face, and from what I found out, I guess considered by the new story arc, whatever it was called, he's actually the same race as Skeletor is.
Yes.
That's why he's blue.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot what they're called, but
Right.
he's technically the same race.
Didn't we get cheated out and Faker never appeared on the show, did he?
No, he was going to be in the next
He was
season,
going to be, I know.
but it got canceled.
Damn it.
But like I said, Cyclone, they updated his character where he's more everything was more high tech,
Like,
but he ended up being like this cyber mech samurai who protected a temple of samurai armor that He-Man had to get.
yeah,
Wow.
that was actually
Like,
pretty cool.
that's dope, dude.
It was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a really cool. Damn.
So, and then we got even, because like in the vintage cartoon, you get a character called Battle Cat, which was He-Man's mount. And in the new one, you find out there's a character called King Grayskull, which was the predecessor to He-Man. He had a character, he had a mount called Battle Lion, which is a giant green lion that he rode into battle. Like, stuff like that they expanded on in the new cartoon, which was so good. And then
So why did they cancel it? I mean,
rating, well, from what I originally heard, this is what, I don't know if it's true. A lot of cartoons are pretty much created, like especially action cartoons, are based on how much money they can make off that cartoon. And how do they make their money? Toy sales.
all right,
So the toy line didn't do all that well,
that makes sense.
which was the fault of the toy company, Mattel, because they came out like the same damn figure, just painted differently.
And it really was at the very end of afternoon cartoon lineups.
Yeah,
In general.
I would say that,
after
yeah.
And then we got shit like fucking SpongeBob.
Why you gotta hit on SpongeBob, bro?
And
Well,
Animaniacs
I'm talking about-
and shit
I'm
like
talking about-
that.
This came out years
Yeah,
after.
I'm
You
Well, I'm talking about
retard.
just on primetime television. I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the last of very few cartoons that were even aired
Yeah.
in the afternoon.
Yeah, and it sucks too because it was so much. And then I remember the last episodes was actually where they were going to move on to Hordak and the whole Hordak storyline, and that's right when they were going to finish that. They were going to carry on to the She-Ra storyline where he meets his sister, and then after that was going to be Faker. Faker was going to be like the main villain for that next season, and it got freaking canceled.
Could have been.
Just like Thundercats.
Yep. The new Thundercats,
New
right?
Thundercats.
The same thing
which
with
I actually liked.
which was good too,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Another
good.
with another more almost anime-ish thing, and it was why?
Well, I'll give you the answer to that one because there was literally, if anything, it might have been the last handful of cartoons on a Saturday when Saturday cartoons were still a thing.
Yeah, that was kind of like the last go around for it, huh? Because
Yep.
Was our generation the last one? No, huh? It was.
I would think maybe like my nieces, like the 20s still,
Yeah.
because they still their generation still had things like Powerpuff Girls and whatnot.
Oh,
That's not
right.
great to us, but they still had a lot
It was
of.
dying down.
It was still memorable.
Like primetime Saturday morning cartoons.
Right,
That
right.
was the end of it.
Dude, I mean, I'm realizing now they don't even have Saturday morning cartoons.
Nope.
Period. anymore. You know what I mean? And that sucks, dude.
2011, I think, was when they
Completely
pulled the plug.
They're like, nah.
No more. You don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's because
I feel sorry for the kids.
generation because like you got to think when you're going to school every day during the week, you try to catch cartoons like right before you go to school. Because I remember watching Mummies Alive like right before I go to school. That was the last cartoon I would try to watch, and I always try to like get my mom to be like, all right, Mom, 5 more minutes. This is almost going to be over, and then I always end up being like 5 minutes late to school. And then you'd look forward to the weekend coming because you'd get to watch those Saturday morning cartoons because they didn't air during the week. You could only watch them Saturday morning. Right. And that was back in the day before we had things like DVR and shit. Yeah, if you had a VCR, you're lucky to record
I would wake up at 5 in the morning to catch some of the coolest fucking cartoons.
Absolutely. And now we don't get that. None of these kids get that. You know what I mean? They don't know what it's like. Because especially with the internet, you can just look all this stuff on the internet on your own accord. You know what I mean? And it's in your palm of your hands.
We didn't have that shit.
Yeah, we didn't have that back in the day. You know what I mean? We had to wait 7 days later to finally watch what's going to happen with so-and-so character, and did that character really just die or whatever it was, you know what I mean? Like,
they don't know the struggle of burning through VHSs.
Right?
Just saying.
Right? You like when you had to record your own episodes and whatnot, and your stack just got higher and higher and higher of tapes. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my god, man.
I wanted to take my dad's old soccer tapes and just record over them.
You know what's funny? I used to do that too. Well, not soccer tapes, but like
sports shit.
No, like store-bought tapes.
Oh yeah,
because
shit.
There was a tab you can break, right?
There was some of the cassette tapes that had a tab right there that would prevent you from recording it. But if you actually cover the tab with like a piece of tape, a scotch tape or whatever, it wouldn't the tab wouldn't push into it, so you were allowed to record over it. Oh, sure. So there was a lot of times where I'd tape over like store-bought movies, and my parents would be pissed.
There's history there, kids.
like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Message.
Like, come on, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. The kids these days will never understand what we had to do to get things done. You know, I mean, that goes like stuff like that goes in line with like blowing into your NES, cartridge to get it to work. That sounds stupid to you guys right now, right? But back in the day, if it wasn't working, you'd blow into it, maybe wipe it with a little alcohol swab. You know what I mean? Yeah. Clean it up a bit, pop it right in, boom, instantly works. You guys didn't know we were very much MacGyver back in the day.
Oh, yeah. On top of that, you didn't have to...
The struggles.
The struggle of having to rewind a tape on time before you had to drop it off at the local rental place. Otherwise, you got charged for not rewinding your damn tape.
Yeah, man. I'm just a po Mexican from Azusa. Oh, my God. So let's carry on with this era of cartoons here. We're going to move on to Silverhawks. Now, Silverhawks is kind of, somewhat in that same generation or I kind of like to see it as the same universe as like Thundercats and He-Man and whatnot. Silverhawks was basically more like a space world. So it's basically these people, I guess slash kind of people who wore metallic armor, kind of silver armor, even though one was copper. And they're basically silver armored hawks character things that fought space aliens and whatnot. So now, do either of you remember watching Silverhawks at all? And if so, what do you remember?
I remember just the awesome intro with the guy in the guitar.
The cowboy hat,
and he was the only one with like his right arm was
showing. Yeah, it was actually showing. What about you, Doombot? Do you have anything to say about Silverhawks? I feel like you're contemplating really hard to like, do I remember the show?
No, I do remember it. I mean, the intro really is pretty much it. I mean, I know I've watched some episodes. I just can't.
It's just been a while.
I know I've seen these motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So long.
I mean, honestly, it was just kind of like I always thought it was like a cheesy ripoff of the Thundercats, basically.
Yeah.
Had the same setup. Well, female, two males,
and
a young kid or sidekick kind of deal. I mean, it took the same formula, just in a different environment.
Yeah. Actually, the kid was an alien.
He, as I say, he was the one that's kind of like not human.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't he only like kind of like beep or whatever. Like he couldn't talk.
No, he couldn't.
So he only like beeped. I forgot what it was, but
he made some weird noise.
Yeah, he was like, like I don't know what it was, like R2D2. What am I doing right now?
He sounded like some traumatized raped kid or something.
He probably was.
Me.
You don't know his life. But yeah, and to this day, I really wish I could find the vintage toys, dude. Those toys were dope, but they are so damn expensive nowadays. Like you'd be lucky to find a loose one in good condition, $50. You know what I mean? Let alone a brand new one in package that goes for like almost $200. It's ridiculous. But it's funny too because yeah, and like you guys are talking about, I remember watching these cartoons, but I don't remember all the episodes.
Yeah.
But you'd be damn sure I remember the damn toys because the toys were dope. Because they had that vac metal, look to the characters where they actually look metallic and whatnot. And me, they had the leader guy who had his hawk companion, which was like a robot, was like a robot hawk that was like his scout and whatnot. That was dope. Then you had the girl, and then you had the little alien kid was in copper armor. Then you had the big buff guy. He was dope. He was their powerhouse. And then you had the wild card one, which was the guy with the guitar. And didn't his guitar like shoot lasers?
I don't remember
when he played a guitar riff, it would shoot a laser out of it, and like that was his like power. Isn't that what it was? Because if so, that's dope, dude. Like that, you can't write better stuff than that. That's pretty badass.
I haven't had any meaning.
I can see the CEOs and so how the fuck do we fucking do this cartoon? Fucking let him shoot laser out of the guitar. Yeah, that'll sell.
Hey, you know what? It did because that was the first toy I bought from the Silverhawks line.
Oh yeah,
it was.
I think, for me, what I recall, and probably why I wasn't like the biggest fan of that, was that I always remembered that I had to watch that as a kind of like a tease to watch the Thundercats because in between they would play, at least where I was at growing up, they would play Gem.
Oh God!
Damn.
So Silverhawks, Gem, and then Thundercats, and of course my sisters wanted to watch Gem.
Yeah.
So it was like, ugh.
I think they just made a live action movie of Gem.
Yeah, they did.
It
It went like straight to DVD or something like that.
Wow.
And I heard it was because I originally heard it was meant to be in theaters, but it tested so bad with audiences that they wanted to reshoot it. But they're like, no, we're not reshooting this.
It was in the bargain bin day one when it came out.
Yeah, I think it was. So they were like, no, we're not refilling. It's cost too much. We're not going to invest any more money into it. Let's just.
But was it did the actual movie was like
had nothing to do with the show.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Besides like the
I think
character
that's
names.
They were
bombed.
singers and they just had this unique ability to harmonize.
Oh shit.
It was a wannabe Josie and the Pussycats. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Josie and the Pussycats was way better.
Oh yeah, way better, bro.
Yeah, way better. All right, so now we're going to take it down a notch. We're going to talk a little more of a kid-friendly, very, very kid-friendly. We're going to talk about Muppet Babies. Yay!
Oh, God.
Okay, shut up, Rufus. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
I actually watched that show.
Yeah, damn right you did. Okay, so now Muppet Babies was based on the Muppets. So you got Kermit the Frog, what's her name, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, all those characters. But obviously those are actual live action puppets. But this is a cartoon based on them as babies. Now, I know this is going to be weird, but yes, 3 grown men in their mid-30s are going to talk about little baby animals right now. Okay, now the premise of this sounds odd, but dude, you got to understand, back in the day, that cartoon was so dope and fun.
I have to admit, it was fucking cool.
It was, right?
And I like Ralph.
Yes, yes. Okay, and again, I remember the McDonald's toys. Do you remember those at all?
I do.
They had little like tricycles and things, and then I think Fozzie Bear was like on a little
Oh my
rocking
God,
horse.
Fozzie.
The cartoon was so dope.
That's just funny. Man.
But come on,
They were in diapers, right?
they were in diapers. Yeah,
most of them,
dude,
yeah.
they were little
Yeah, I
babies.
think they were, yeah.
They were like little infants. They weren't even like a year old, maybe at the most. You know what I mean?
I remember that it was hilarious. I think Robot Chicken did a parody too.
Oh, did they?
And
Oh, they probably
They
did.
grew up, and one of them became a psycho killer, and they kept picking him off. It was actually like a twin from one of them.
Oh, one of the twins.
One of the twins.
Oh, Skeeter and Scooter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. I gotta find that. But yeah, dude, like they were stupid little babies. I don't even remember why I liked it so much, but it was so.
What channel was that? Was that Disney?
Fox.
It was yeah, because that's a Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
I remember that on Fox. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, if you guys get a chance, I know a lot of you probably won't, unless you're our generation, because I know the new generation is not gonna give a damn to watch that. But yeah, the Muppet Babies were, because you know what's cool about that is that the show really, I'll give it this. It played into the mindset of a child. So it was basically like each episode was them in playtime. So you basically had them pretending to go on these big adventures, and that's kind of what each episode became. It became on a different adventure that they would go on. You know what I mean? So like if one of them was like pretending like it was a fighter pilot, that's kind of what it would turn into. And you know what I mean?
You know what? That was my SpongeBob back in the day, I guess.
All right. So you were just high when you were like 5?
Yeah, I turned really.
Yeah. Oh my
The things you
god.
do when you're high.
Yeah. Wow, dude, you started really young. Oh my goodness. But yeah, dude, look, come on. The Muppet Babies were it's so classic and stupid. Yeah, see, look at the rocking horse. Yeah. And and then I think that's well, they even did there was even an episode of Super Gonzo when he became a little superhero and he's fighting crime and like that he was like a little Superman, like stuff like that, dude, to me is like pretty epic. And I kind of wish they would do stuff like that again. Like it's not one of those big action cartoons that you guys might be used to. That was just a fun kids cartoon.
Oh wow, they had Beaker and the scientist dude.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, like I said, it's nothing. Like I look at it like I would watch my 5-year-old nephew like his little corny kid cartoons. You know, they're nothing. You know, revolutionary. They're not into big storytelling. They're just fun cartoons for kids. And back in the day, that's why we liked them. You know what I mean? And especially it's based on the Muppets. Who doesn't like Jim Henson's work? Jim Henson is the reason why a lot of stuff we know now exists.
Well, this current generation isn't really exposed to that to the level we were.
Losers. That's why the new Muppets TV show got canceled.
Wow, there was a new Muppet
There
show.
was,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Was it earlier this year or late last year?
Yeah.
That's a shame. All right, so we're going to talk about one more kind of carrying on with that theme now. We're going to talk about Looney Tunes. Now, Looney Tunes involves some of the most iconic cartoon characters ever. So you got characters like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and things like that. But over at Warner Brothers, you had Bugs Bunny, you had Daffy Duck, you had Porky Pig. One of my favorite characters, I don't really remember his name, but the big red furry guy that wore Converse. Do you remember him?
The monster.
Yeah, the monster guy. Like,
Yeah.
that was one of the dopest characters ever, right? So let's take it over to Ruthless World first. Do you have a favorite Looney Tune character?
That would be Daffy Duck, if anything.
Daffy Duck?
Yeah.
Just because he's so pissy?
Yeah. And I only know that because I saw one episode where he's a cowboy, and he goes into a bar, right? And his sidekick is the pig.
Oh, wow.
Porky Pig, yeah.
Yeah, Porky Pig, and he's like, give me a drink," and you see the drink bubbling, so he takes it, and it's the funniest shit I ever seen. He gets like drunk instantly.
Oh, my God. See, kids, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff you guys can't see these days because they're everything, like Ruthless said last episode about the action films, everything is so pussied out these days. Back in the day, our kids' cartoons, yes, characters got drunk, and in some episodes, they got high.
Or they
killed each other.
They dressed like a girl.
Or
It was
Bugs Bunny?
Bugs Bunny.
Or they were racist.
A little bit.
Who the fuck was racist? Oh, Marvin. Was it Marvin?
No.
No.
Bugs Bunny
Bugs Bunny.
did blackface.
Oh, he did?
He did Asian as well.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
Remember when the ho ho ho? Remember?
Yeah.
The, see, and back then, we didn't get offended. We weren't little crybabies. We're going to sue Warner Brothers because they're racially profiling my people. No! It was awesome. Everything about it was awesome.
It was all in fun.
Yeah. So, Doombot, take it to you. What were some of your favorite characters from the Looney Tune world?
Oh, definitely got to start with Daffy Duck. Probably second close would be 70 Sam, followed by Speedy Gonzales, which, again, most people don't even know. But let me just point out one thing. Looney Tunes was probably one of the very earliest adult cartoons that ever came out that people didn't realize it was an adult cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up as a kid, half of the jokes that they were, or little innuendos that they were revealing on the show, now I get, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Right?
Like, I'm like, oh my God.
I noticed that too. You go back and watch it,
wow.
you're like, huh, I get that now
Yeah.
25 years later.
Yeah. And definitely, if they were to air original Looney Tunes that we grew up watching on live television, There'd probably be phone calls being made.
Yeah.
Angry mothers out there.
I mean,
Parents.
like you pointed out, the blackface,
Yes.
the Asian. I mean,
Or him being a transsexual.
being transsexual. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just wow.
Yeah,
But
it was out there.
But the comedy was slapstick. It was
It was funny.
fun.
It was sometimes clean, sometimes very naughty, and very violent because that's and Looney Tunes really epitomized the whole cartoon violence thing because you got characters like Wile E. Coyote constantly trying to murder the Roadrunner.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he wanted to break the neck of that bastard.
And
you know what I mean?
and you have Pepe Le Pew the skunk,
Was a total perv.
total perv.
Kinda rapey.
Almost rapey. Yeah,
Okay,
but
kinda- no, he was rapey.
He was rapey.
He was
He was
rapey.
rapey.
Yeah.
All he cared about was how bad can he
Bone the
somebody.
cat.
Yeah,
He was trying to bone a cat.
Yeah, it was always the same
Yeah, it
cat
was the
too.
cat, yeah. Oh my god. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Looney Tunes, first of all, there's already dozens of characters from that whole franchise that you can name off. Like you said, the Tasmanian Devil, Marvin the Martian. God, and then there was even that, what another character, like the witch. Do you remember the evil witch?
Mm-hmm.
Her laugh and whatnot.
Oh, when she takes off on a broom, you see her.
Yeah.
Was
a
it
little,
the pins or some
Pins,
shit?
yeah.
Like,
Hairpins.
yeah, they like spin off her hair and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah, like things like that, dude. So many things about it because, like you said, it tackled a lot of things that you probably didn't realize as a kid because you didn't understand the undertones.
Yep.
And like I said, I'll watch them every once in a while, and I'm like, that totally makes sense to me now. Now I get why that's even funnier. You know, as a kid, you're just like, it's cartoons, ha ha ha. But then you're like, that actually means something. You know
And
what I
then we
mean?
got Space Jam.
Yes, with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, how hot was the girl bunny, right?
What the fuck was her name? Do you remember her name?
It's not Babs.
No, it's not Babs. No, I really don't remember. She was bad.
Yeah.
Side note, Doombot here had a poster of her hanging in his wall
Yeah.
through elementary. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
It was in his locker.
It was in his spank bank.
You will be mine soon.
as he caresses the picture. Oh my god. But yeah, dude, come on. I mean, everything about.
I'll tell you what's up.
You want to know what's up, Dak? Oh my god. But yeah, everything about it, like I said, it was violent. It was funny. It was a little not politically correct at times.
They had some cool freaking video games too.
Yeah, they did.
I remember I had my favorite one from the franchise is they on Super Nintendo they had a basketball one, and I thought it was way better than NBA Jam for some reason.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
you can
NBA
pick your tunes, and then it's a 2-on-2, and you go around the states.
Yeah.
And it's funny, it was the states that they mentioned, like how they make the jokes.
Yeah. That's
funny.
awesome, dude. So yeah, if you guys haven't caught Looney Tunes, and I know they have a modern Looney Tunes cartoon
not the
right
same.
now
It's
that's
PC.
done in like the CGI animation, computer animated and whatnot. It's nowhere near the same as the vintage stuff, and I'm almost positive, like we're talking about darker tones to the Looney Tunes. They even went down in hell, and like fought the devil, and things like that.
Well, I think that's why they took the jokes that far, because there was no restrictions.
Yeah, I think there was even one where they were like poking fun at Hitler and things like that, which is and stuff that you would not see in modern cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even the old Disney stuff, you see
A little bit,
you see,
yeah.
Donald Duck was a Nazi.
Yeah, Donald Duck was nuts.
Yeah, and you would and Disney cleaned it up quicker, I think, than Warner Brothers did with the cartoons, because I think Looney Tunes carried it on even further. You know?
Well, maybe, but that also at the same time, I mean, when it originally came out, obviously we were in Europe. We were still recovering from a Great War, which eventually led to a Second World War.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of this momentum of patriotism,
Propaganda type stuff and all that.
propaganda, exactly.
Yeah.
That, this is the enemy, and we'll make fun of them.
Yeah, and we were cool with it.
Yep.
We weren't little pussies, ladies and gentlemen. We weren't. Yeah, I just. It still pisses me off sometimes. Like,
This is before the PC generation.
yeah, like you damn millennials don't know crap. Let's be real. So yeah, man. Like I said, if you guys haven't caught the original vintage Looney Tunes, just go online, do something. Go on Kiss Cartoon. I mean, whatever you can find to find the vintage Looney Tune cartoons. I guarantee you guys, you won't be disappointed.